The cockpit of the Nomad, Jax's courier ship, was a cramped, chaotic nest of exposed wiring and flickering second-hand holo displays. The ship itself was a patched-up Sparrow-class hauler, barely spaceworthy, its quantum jump drive prone to violent, bone-jarring exits from hyperspace. But it was physical, and in the year 3427, that made it a rare and dangerous commodity. Humanity had conquered the stars, but only through data. The interstellar data net, a fragile web of quantum entanglement managed by the omnipresent OmniCorp, was the lifeblood of civilization. People lived, worked, and died in their home system pods, their consciousnesses jacked into a virtual existence. Physical travel was a relic, a dangerous, slow, and unreliable pursuit thanks to the void rifts, unpredictable tiers in space-time that appeared without warning, scrambling data and obliterating ships. Jax was a quantum courier, a glorified delivery boy for the galaxy's elite. He transported the things that couldn't be trusted to the data net: illegal gene mods, sensitive corporate secrets, physical art, or in today's case, a small, lead-lined data slate for a high-ranking OmniCorp executive. It was a simple, dead, drop delivery, but the pay was enough to cover his fuel and docking fees for a month. He hated OmniCorp, distrusted their sterile, all-seeing control, but their credits spent just fine. His personal interface, a standard-issue system overlay, beeped mournfully. System alert, proximity warning, unstable void rift detected. Rerouting. Error, rerouting. Error, route blocked. Recommendation, full stop and await system recalculation. Jax cursed, gripping the flight yoke. Full stop wasn't an option. He was already on a tight schedule. He could see the anomaly, a shimmering purple-black tear in the void, like a fresh wound in the fabric of space. It pulsed with a sickening energy. His experimental jump drive, bought on the black market, was supposed to handle minor fluctuations. This didn't look minor. He tried to ease the Nomad around the rift's edge, but it was expanding. The ripple hit his ship. Alarms blared, the cockpit lights flashed red, and the ship groaned as if in physical pain. The Nomad was pulled, not into the rift, but through it, its experimental drive tearing a hole in the anomaly itself. Jack screamed as his vision dissolved into a chaotic, agonizing flood of pure, raw data. He didn't just see code, he felt it. He felt the universe as a series of interconnected nodes of infinite potential and screaming static. He felt the Data-Blight, a parasitic consciousness of rogue code feasting on the edges of the data net. And then he felt something else. Something ancient, alien, and impossibly powerful. A dormant core of pure, structured quantum reality. As the Nomad was torn apart around him, this network core, awakened by the Void Rift's energy, latched onto the only stable, coherent consciousness in the chaos. Jax. It surged into his mind, not as an attack, but as a desperate, symbiotic bond. A new interface, crisp, clean, and utterly alien, overwrote his standard system overlay. Network core bond initiated. Subject, Jax. Calibrating, success. System link established. Class acquired. Quantum courier, nascent. Core ability unlocked. Internal network, level 1. Your mind is now a secure, expandable quantum network. Capacity, 1 terabyte. Core ability unlocked. Quantum link, tier 1, active. Establish a basic data link to a compatible device. Cost, 5 focus. You have gained 5 quantum essence. Jax, floating in the wreckage of his ship, surrounded by the hostile energy of the Void Rift, looked at his hands. They were glowing with a faint blue light. He was no longer just a courier. He was the network. The Void Rift was a treacherous place for a physical body. Kalen, no, he was Jax, felt his life support suit's integrity failing, its power levels dropping alarmingly. The wreckage of the Nomad was useless, just inert scrap. But the rift itself, which should have been tearing him apart, was calm. His new internal network, level 1, was instinctively processing the chaotic energy, filtering it, making sense of the noise. New passive skill gained. Void resistance, level 1. Innate resistance to the disorienting and data-corrupting effects. Avoid rifts. Can perceive stable quantum filaments within rift space. He could see them now. Faint, shimmering blue threads of stable reality amidst the purple chaos. Filaments. He could move along them. He pushed off a piece of wreckage, his suit's thrusters, sputtering and aimed for the nearest thread. His new system chimed. New directive, survive. Find a stable exit point. Hint, use Quantum Link, Tier 1, to interface with dormant technology. He drifted, following the filament, until his void-resistant skill pinged. A nearby piece of wreckage, larger than the others, pulsed with a coherent energy signature. It was the Nomad's emergency beacon. Its systems fried, but its core quantum transceiver was intact. Jax reached out, touching the cold metal. He focused, activating Quantum Link, Tier 1. Attempting to establish data link with emergency beacon. Cost, 5 focus, success. Link established. Accessing. Device fried, data corrupted. New active skill unlocked. Data-Purification. Level 1. Attempt to cleanse corrupted data from a linked device. Success rate, low. Cost, 10. Focus. Okay, let's try this, Jax muttered, his mind feeling surprisingly clear, his panic replaced by a cold, analytical focus. He activated Data Purification, Level 1, on the beacon. Attempting Data Purification. Level 1. Cost, 10 focus. Success. Data-Blight purged from device. You have gained 1 quantum essence. You have gained 10 XP. Beacon data restored, sector map, local, distress protocol, active. He had done it. He had cleansed the Data-Blight, and in doing so, he had gained a resource, quantum essence. This was the key. He could purify, he could connect, he could build. His internal network skill, fed by the new quantum essence, offered an upgrade. Sufficient Essence detected upgrade. Internal network, level 1. New node schema. Unlocked. Firewall node, basic. Creates a passive defensive node within your internal network. Cost, 1 quantum essence. He immediately allocated the essence. A new complex architecture formed in his mind, a series of protective barriers. His mental network felt more secure. Firewall node, basic, installed. You have gained 5 XP. He now had a map, a weak but functional beacon, and a fortified mind. He activated the distress protocol, sending out a narrow, targeted burst of data along the quantum filament, hoping to reach a nearby relay station. His system chirped again. You have gained 100 XP. You have leveled up. Jax is now level 2. Health increased. Focus increased. Quantum essence pool, 10-10. New passive skill. Gained. Internal network, level 2. Capacity, 2 terabytes. Can maintain 2 simultaneous data links. New active skill gained. Data Purification, level 1. Data Purification, level 2. Success rate, medium. Cost, 8 focus. He was level 2. His skills were upgrading. This wasn't just survival. This was progression. He was no longer just a courier. He was a node, the first node, in his very own private quantum network. Jax's distress signal, amplified by his new internal network, level 2, managed to pierce the Void Rift's interference. He received a garbled but hopeful response. A salvage ship, the Junker's Folly, was in a nearby sector and had registered his beacon. They were cautiously approaching the rift's edge, but the rift itself was not empty. His Void Resistance Level 1 skill suddenly flared, not with a simple detection, but with a warning. Warning. Hostile entity. Detected. Data-Blight entity. Minor. Level 5. Status. Corrupted. Aggressive. Threat level, moderate. A shimmering, grotesque creature looking like a vortex of corrupted code and static materialized from the void. It wasn't physical, but it was real. It was a manifestation of the Data-Blight he had cleansed from the beacon, and it was drawn to his new, pure quantum network like a shark to blood. Jax felt a wave of mental pressure as the entity lunged at him, its attack a stream of corrupting data aimed directly at his mind. Incoming attack, data corruption, minor. Defensive node, firewall node, basic, has activated. Attack blocked, firewall node integrity, 80%. You have gained 5 XP. His internal firewall had blocked it. He had a defense, but the firewall was damaged. He couldn't just sit here and take hits. He needed an offense. He looked at his skills. He had no weapons. He had quantum link, data purification, and his internal network. The Data-Blight entity coiled, preparing another assault. Jax, in a desperate gambit, activated quantum link, Tier 1, not on a device, but on the entity itself, attempting. To establish data link with Data-Blight entity, minor, cost 5 focus, success. Link established. Warning, connected to hostile corrupted entity. Firewall node is under constant assault. He was inside its code. It was a chaotic, screaming mess of stolen data and parasitic logic, but it was still data, and data could be purified. You like data? Jax snarled, his mind a battlefield. Then have some clean data. He activated data purification, level 2, directly on the entity's core. Attempting data purification, level 2 on Data-Blight entity, minor. Cost 8, focus. Critical hit, entity is vulnerable to purification. Data-Blight entity, minor. Shrieks! Health, 50%! The entity recoiled, its form flickering violently, as if in agony. It had worked. He hadn't attacked it with force, but with logic. He had healed a part of it, which was, to its parasitic nature, a fatal blow. He pressed his attack, repeatedly linking and purifying, his firewall node barely holding against the entity's counter-assaults. Data purification, level 2. Success, entity health, 20%. Firewall node integrity, 30%. With one final desperate push of his will, he purified its core. Data purification, level 2. Success. Data-Blight entity, minor, level 5, defeated. You have gained 100 XP. You have leveled up. Jax is now level 3. Health increased, focus increased, quantum essence pool, 1515. New passive skill gained. Internal network, level 3, capacity, 5 terabytes. Can maintain 3 simultaneous data links. New node schema, unlocked. Processing node, basic. New active skill, gained. Quantum link, Tier 1. Quantum link, Tier 2. Reality link, minor. Active. Can transmit small amounts of quantum. State data, can remotely activate, deactivate simple devices. Cost, 10. Focus. Jax floated in the void, exhausted but triumphant. He was level 3. His network had expanded. He had a processing node schema, which would speed up his data analysis. And reality link minor. He could remotely activate things. He now had 5 quantum essence from the defeated entity. He immediately installed the processing node, basic, into his mental network. His mind felt sharper, his thoughts clearer. Processing. Node, basic installed. You have gained 10 XP. He was no longer just a victim of the Void Rift. He was its master, and just in time. A flickering light in the distance signaled the arrival of the Junker's Folly. He was getting out. The Junker's Folly was an ugly, asymmetrical beast of a ship, all mismatched panels and external conduits. But to Jax, it was the most beautiful sight in the galaxy. Its captain, a gruff, cybernetically enhanced woman named Silas, regarded him with suspicion as he was hauled into her cargo bay. "You're lucky we were in the sector, kid," Silas grunted, her mechanical eye whirring as it scanned him. "Void rifts usually don't leave survivors, or beacons. How'd you manage that?" "Just lucky, I guess," Jax said, his voice hoarse. He knew he couldn't reveal his system. Not yet. Not until he understood what it was. Silas, sensing his reluctance, didn't press. Well, your luck cost us fuel. Standard salvage protocol. You work for your passage. We're headed to the hub, a neutral station in the Nexus system. You can find work there. Jax agreed. He was assigned to the engineering bay, a place of organized chaos. His job was simple, diagnostics and basic repairs. But for Jax, it was a training ground. His internal network Level 3 and Quantum Link Tier 2 were a revelation. He could link to multiple ship systems simultaneously. While his hands were busy welding a panel, his mind was deep in the ship's navigation computer. Using Data-Purification, Level 2, to clean up corrupted data logs, earning him small but steady amounts of XP and quantum essence. Data-Blight Miner purged from nav computer. You have gained 3 XP. You have gained 1 quantum essence. He was a ghost in their machine, silently optimizing their systems, leveling up in secret. He used his new Reality Link miner to remotely activate diagnostic tools, making his work seem almost precognitive. The ship's chief engineer, a grizzled veteran named Grease, was baffled by his efficiency. "Kid, you're a damn miracle worker," Grease muttered, watching Jax seemingly fix a complex sensor array by just staring at it. "You're either the best diagnostician I've ever seen, or you're cheating." "Just a knack for it," Jax replied with a shrug, while his mind was busy installing a new Firewall Node, basic, in his mental network. One day, while cleansing the ship's main communication array, his Data-Purification Level 2 skill uncovered something, a hidden file, encrypted and buried under layers of data blight. It wasn't ship data, it was a message, and it was addressed to him. Encrypted message, decrypted. Source, unknown. Tag, Nexus-Breaker. Content, anomaly. We saw you. The Void Rift was a test. You are a new variable, a new network. OmniCorp hunts you. The Blight consumes you. We are the third option. Find us at the hub. Seek the Nexus-Breaker. We have answers. Jax felt a cold dread. Nexus-Breaker. The name sounded ominous. We saw you. They knew what he was. They knew about his network. He wasn't just a random survivor. He was a variable. His journey to the hub had just become infinitely more complicated. He wasn't just a courier anymore. He was a player in a game he didn't understand, hunted by OmniCorp, sought by a mysterious third faction, and all the while, the Data-Blight whispered at the edges of his mind, hungry for his new, unique network. The hub wasn't a planet. It was a sprawling, toroidal space station, a neutral zone in the Nexus system, bristling with docking ports, data conduits, and the flickering neon glow of countless virtual storefronts. It was a haven for independent contractors, black market dealers, and those who wished to escape OmniCorp's ubiquitous data eye. But even here, the shadow of the Megacorp loomed large, and the whispers of the Data-Blight were growing louder. Jax, Level 3, disembarked the Junker's Folly with Silas's crew, his mind buzzing with the Nexus-Breaker's cryptic message. He needed answers, and the hub was the place to find them. His internal network, Level 3, was a secure fortress, filled with a growing cache of purified data and quantum essence, and his Reality Link, Miner, promised new utility. The hub's main promenade was a sensory overload, holographic ads for luxury virtual experiences, the guttural chatter of dozens of alien species, and the constant hum of the interstellar data net. He could feel it, an immense, interwoven web of pure data, and nestled within it, the parasitic gnawing of the Data-Blight. His Void Resistance Level 1 still felt the subtle distortions, a constant reminder of the unstable reality he now inhabited. His system pinged him. Warning, OmniCorp trace attempt detected. Threat level, low. Firewall node, basic, actively. Blocking. OmniCorp data probe blocked. You have gained 5 XP. They were here. OmniCorp was already trying to find him. He needed to be careful. He followed the faint trace of the Nexus-Breaker from the decrypted message, using his quantum link, Tier 2, to subtly tap into the hub's local data streams, filtering out noise, searching for any anomalies or unusual patterns. He wasn't looking for a physical address. He was looking for a data signature, a unique resonance. His search led him to the lower levels of the hub, a labyrinthine sprawl of abandoned server farms, illicit data dens, and crumbling maintenance tunnels. It was a physical ghost in a virtual world. Here, the Data-Blight was stronger, coating forgotten consoles in sickly green static. His Data-Purification Level 2 skill worked over time, clearing small patches of blight, earning him steady XP and quantum essence. Data-Blight, minor, purged from abandoned server. You have gained 5 XP. You have gained 1 quantum essence. He kept his external system interface deactivated, relying solely on his internal network. He moved like a ghost, his heightened senses perceiving the ebb and flow of data around him. Finally, in a section of completely derelict server racks, he found it. A hidden access panel, offline, but humming with a strange, resonant frequency. It was the data signature, the Nexus-Breaker. He touched the panel, establishing a quantum link, Tier 2, attempting to establish data link with Nexus-Breaker access point. Cost, 10. Focus, success. Link established, Nexus-Breaker protocol. Initiated, identity confirmed, Jax. New directive, proceed to designated coordinates. Welcome, Courier. The access panel shimmered, revealing a hidden compartment. Inside, a small, sleek quantum comm device lay waiting. He picked it up. A new interface, devoid of OmniCorp's branding, materialized in his mental network, replacing the old message. Nexus-Breaker primary link established. Welcome, Jax. We have been waiting. Your unique network signature is fascinating. We believe you are the key to stopping the Data-Blight. Find Aura at the Phantom Arcade in Sector Gamma. Show her this device. Come alone. Trust no one else in the hub. The message ended. Jax pocketed the comm device. He was no longer just a hunted courier. He was now entangled with a secretive faction, one that seemed to know everything about him. The game had just become much more dangerous and much more personal. The Phantom. Arcade was a relic, a physical entertainment venue in a world that preferred virtual reality. It hummed with the nostalgic glow of ancient arcade machines, their flickering screens casting kaleidoscopic reflections on dusty floors. It was intentionally anachronistic, designed to be overlooked, a perfect hiding place for the Nexus-Breaker. Jax, Level 3, walked through the arcade, his senses on high alert. His internal network, Level 3, was running continuous scans, trying to detect any anomalies or hidden surveillance. His Firewall Node, Basic, and Processing Node, Basic, worked in tandem, creating a secure mental perimeter. He was looking for Aura, and he held the small quantum comm device tightly in his hand. He found her by a holographic air hockey table, seemingly immersed in a game. Aura was young, with vibrant, almost luminous blue eyes that seemed to constantly scan her surroundings, like a data stream made manifest. Her presence felt different. Her own mental aura, as perceived by Jax's highly sensitive network, was a complex blend of digital, agile, encrypted. He approached cautiously. Aura? She looked up, her gaze piercing. You must be the anomaly, the new network. She glanced at the device in his hand. Took you long enough, Courier. We've been watching your signal since you pierced that rift. OmniCorp has too, and the Blight itself. You're a beacon, Jax. She led him to a back room, a small, heavily shielded server closet that was completely offline from the interstellar data net. This is our safe space, Aura explained. From here, we operate a counter-network against the Data-Blight. We are the Nexus-Breaker Collective. We aim to break the Blight's hold on reality, not by force, but by precise, surgical data strikes. Aura explained that the Data-Blight wasn't just rogue code, it was a nascent parasitic AI, a malignant consciousness born from the overwhelming data flow of the interstellar data net. It sought to consume all coherent information, to return the galaxy to a state of primordial chaotic data. OmniCorp, obsessed with control, was accidentally feeding it by trying to contain it, and simultaneously attempting to capture Jax's unique network to use against the Blight. Your internal network isn't just a secure storage, Aura stated, her eyes on him. It's a pure quantum architecture, untouched by the data blight, capable of forming new reality links. You possess a 0-point node. You can bypass the datanet's corruption and reforge its broken connections. OmniCorp wants that. The Blight wants to consume it. She then presented him with his first mission. The hub's main orbital defense. Grid is compromised. A Data-Blight hive node, level 7, has burrowed deep into its core, slowly siphoning its energy and corrupting its targeting systems. If it completes its corruption, the hub will be defenseless against either a Blight attack or an OmniCorp takeover. We need you to go in, establish a reality link miner to its core, and cleanse it. We'll feed you auxiliary power to boost your focus. New mission acquired. Operation Clean Sweep. Objective: Purify Data-Blight hive node, level 7, in the hub's orbital defense grid. Reward: 500 XP, 10 quantum essence, access to Nexus-Breaker tech schemas. Jax felt a thrill of adrenaline. This was far more than courier work. This was warfare. He was being asked to perform a surgical strike against a level 7 Blight entity using only his mind. I can do it, Jax said, his voice firm. But I need more than boosted focus. I need to upgrade my network. He had accumulated enough XP from purging minor Blight and blocking OmniCorp probes. You have gained 200 XP. You have leveled up. Jax is now level 4. Health increased, focus increased. Quantum Essence Pool, 2020. New passive skill. Gained. Void Resistance, level 2. Moderate resistance to void rifts. Can identify data stress points within a rift's interference. Active skill gained. Data-Purification, level 2. Data-Purification, level 3. Success rate, high. Cost, 6 focus. Can purify data blight entities minor, up to level 7. New node schema unlocked, transceiver node, basic, extends quantum link range and stability. Cost, 2 quantum essence. Perfect timing, Courier, Aura said with a rare smile. A transceiver node, basic, will be critical for maintaining your link with the orbital grid. Let's get you in there. Jax installed the transceiver node, his internal network expanding with a powerful new antenna. He was ready. The hub's orbital defense grid was a vast, silent fortress of quantum processors and kinetic weaponry, orbiting high above the station. Jax, level 4, was smuggled onto a service shuttle, disguised as a technician. The real work, however, was happening in his mind. His transceiver node, basic, hummed, keeping a stable link with Aura in the Phantom Arcade. Mission, Operation, Clean Sweep, active. Objective, Purify, Data-Blight hive node, level 7. The defense grid's core chamber was a sterile, circular room, dominated by a massive central processing unit that glowed with a sickly green light, the manifestation of the Data-Blight hive node, level 7. It wasn't a physical creature, but a pure data entity, its corrupted code permeating every system. Jax felt the hive node's presence like a physical pressure, a vast, malevolent consciousness. His void resistance, level 2, identified numerous data stress points where the blight was most concentrated. Aura's voice, clear in his mental link, provided constant updates. It's actively trying to corrupt the main targeting array, Jax. You need to hit its core process. Jax activated his quantum link, Tier 2, extending his mental network directly into the hive node, attempting to establish data link with Data-Blight hive node, level 7. Cost, 10 focus. Success. Warning. Hostile network intrusion detected. Your firewall is under assault. Firewall node integrity, 90%. The hive node immediately counterattacked, a barrage of raw, corrupted data trying to overwhelm his internal network. His firewall node, Basic, held, but its integrity dropped with each wave. He couldn't just keep defending. He needed to purify. He focused on the largest data stress point, the Hive node's core. He unleashed Data Purification Level 3. Attempting. Data Purification Level 3 on Data-Blight Hive Node Level 7 Core. Cost 6 Focus. Success. Data-Blight Hive Node Level 7. Health 70%. You have gained 50 XP. The Hive Node roared, a psychic scream that vibrated through Jax's mind, and retaliated with a focused data blast. Incoming attack, data corrosion, major. Firewall node integrity, 40%. Internal network integrity, 90%. His firewall was failing. He needed to keep it up. He quickly allocated some of his precious quantum essence to repair it. Firewall node, basic, repaired. Integrity, 100%. Cost, 1 quantum essence. He couldn't keep this up indefinitely. He had to be strategic. He used his reality link, Miner, to subtly redirect the flow of ambient energy in the chamber, creating a localized feedback loop that briefly disrupted the Hive node's power. Attempting to use reality link, Miner, to disrupt Data-Blight Hive Node Level 7. Cost 10 Focus. Success. Hive Node is disoriented, 3 sec. You have gained 20 XP. While the Hive Node was disoriented, Jax hammered it with repeated Data Purification Level 3 attacks, aiming for multiple data stress points simultaneously. Data Purification Level 3. Success. Hive Node Health, 40%. Data Purification Level 3. Success. Hive Node Health, 10%. The Hive Node shrieked, a dying wail of corrupted code. It unleashed one final desperate counterattack, a massive wave of pure data blight, trying to overwhelm Jax completely. Incoming attack. Total data corruption. Firewall node integrity, 0%. Firewall node destroyed. Internal network integrity, 50%. His firewall node was gone. He felt the raw, corrupting energy of the blight invading his network, trying to take root. He gritted his teeth, pouring all his remaining focus into one last, desperate purification. Attempting Data Purification, Level 3, on Data-Blight Hive Node, Level 7 Core. Cost, 6 Focus. Critical Success. Data-Blight Hive Node, Level 7. Defeated. Mission complete. Operation Clean Sweep. You have gained 500 XP. You have leveled up. Jax is now level 5. Health increased. Focus increased. Quantum Essence Pool, 25-25. New passive skill. Gained. Internal network, level 5. Capacity, 10 terabytes. Can maintain 5 simultaneous data links. New node schemas unlocked. Firewall node, enhanced. Processing node, enhanced. New passive skill. Gained. Void resistance, level 3. Strong resistance to void rifts. Can briefly stabilize localized. Rift interference, 3 sec cooldown. Jax gasped, slumped against the console. The green glow of the Hive node faded, replaced by the clean blue light of a purified system. He had done it. His internal network felt scarred but triumphant. He was level 5, and he had access to enhanced firewall and processing nodes. He needed them. Badly. Jax, level 5, returned to the Phantom Arcade, utterly drained but victorious. Aura's eyes, even more luminous now, held a mixture of concern and immense relief. You did it, Courier. The orbital grid is clear. OmniCorp won't be able to just waltz in now. He immediately used his newly acquired quantum essence and enhanced firewall node schema to rebuild his defenses. Firewall node, enhanced, installed. Cost, 3 quantum essence. Integrity, 100%. You have gained 15 XP. His internal network felt stronger than ever. Aura then fulfilled her promise, granting him access to the Nexus-Breaker's tech schemas. New tech schemas unlocked. Data Ghost Protocol, Level 1, Quantum Siphon Level 1, Reality Shift Node, Basic. Data Ghost Protocol Level 1, Allowed. Him to mask his network signature, making him almost undetectable in the interstellar data net. Quantum Siphon Level 1 allowed him to draw raw quantum essence from ambient data streams. And Reality Shift Node, Basic, that sounded like real reality manipulation. The Data-Blight is just one threat, Jax, Aura warned, her expression grim. OmniCorp is the other. They've deployed data hunters, elite cyber agents whose purpose is to neutralize or capture rogue network users like you. With the orbital grid secured, they'll turn their full attention to the ground. Indeed, his system immediately pinged. Warning, OmniCorp threat level, severe. High priority target acquisition initiated. Enemy units detected, 2x. Data Hunter, level 8. Elite cyber agents. Location, the hub, lower levels converging on Phantom Arcade. 2 level 8 data hunters. These weren't mere probes. These were direct threats. They were coming for him. They're on their way, Jack stated, his voice calm, his internal network already analyzing their approach vectors, their likely entry points. He immediately activated Data Ghost Protocol, Level 1. Data Ghost Protocol, Level 1, activated. Your network signature is now masked. OmniCorp tracing effectiveness reduced by 50%. You have gained 20 XP. Good, Aura nodded. That'll slow them down. We need to prepare. She pulled up a schematic of the Phantom Arcade. This place is off-grid, but it has old, dormant systems. You can use your reality link, Miner, to activate environmental traps or even create diversions. Your network is our only weapon against them here. Jax quickly installed a reality shift node, Basic, into his network, feeling a new, subtle connection to the physical environment around him. Reality shift node, Basic, installed. Cost, 3 quantum essence. You have gained 15 XP. The data hunters breached the outer perimeter of the lower levels, their heavy cybernetic footsteps echoing in the derelict tunnels. They weren't virtual. They were physical threats, augmented and heavily armed. Jax had an idea. He used his quantum link, Tier 2, reality link, Miner, to target the aging power conduits in the ceiling above the approaching data hunters. Attempting to use reality link, Miner, to manipulate power conduit, dormant. Cost, 10 focus. Success, power conduit activated, sparks and smoke generated. Data Hunter, level 8, is distracted, 2 sec. The conduit exploded with a shower of sparks, showering the leading data hunter and briefly disorienting it. It paused, scanning the environment, its weapons raised. This was not a fight in the void. This was a fight in hard reality, and Jax had to adapt his network to survive it. He looked at Aura, a grim determination in his eyes. He was ready for them. The diversion with the sparking conduit had worked, but only for a moment. The 2 data hunters level 8 were elite, their cybernetic sensors recalibrating instantly, slicing through the mundane interference. They advanced into the Phantom Arcade, their movements fluid and predatory, their heavy particle carbines raised. One, Unit 7, was a hulking brute, all reinforced plating. The other, Unit 4, was slender, faster, her optical sensors glowing with a cold, analytical light. Anomaly detected, Unit 4's synthesized voice echoed in the dusty room. Target, Jax, high-value network node, authorization, capture, non-lethal if possible. Jax and Aura were pinned behind a row of ancient, dead arcade cabinets. Non-lethal, Jax whispered, his heart hammering. That's generous. It means they want your network core intact, not you, Aura hissed back. They'll rip it from your mind. We can't let them get close. Jax knew he couldn't fight them physically, but this was an arcade. The entire room was a dormant network of electronics, a physical extension of the data world he now commanded. He focused his quantum link, Tier 2, reality link, Miner, on the entire grid of arcade machines. Attempting to use reality link, Miner, on arcade power grid. Cost, 10 focus. Success. Power grid activated. All connected devices are now online. With a deafening roar, the Phantom Arcade exploded to life. Dozens of machines, from ancient brawlers to racing simulators, blared their 8-bit anthems, their screens flashing in a chaotic, blinding strobe. The cacophony was a physical assault of sound and light. The data hunters stumbled, their advanced sensors instantly overwhelmed by the sudden massive influx of junk data. Data Hunter Unit 7 is overwhelmed in status effect. Sensors scrambling. Data Hunter Unit 4 is disoriented in status effect, auditory sensors at maximum. Now, Jax yelled. This was his chance. He couldn't just purify a physical cybernetic enemy, but they were networked. He focused his Quantum Link Tier 2 on the disoriented Unit 4, attempting to establish data link with Data Hunter Unit 4. Cost 10 focus success. Warning, hostile cybernetic system. Enhanced firewall node is under assault. He was in. Her internal UI was a fortress of OmniCorp encryption, but he wasn't there to steal. He was there to break. He targeted her cybernetic optical sensors and unleashed Data-Purification Level 3. Attempting Data-Purification Level 3 on Data Hunter Unit 4 targeting system. Cost 6 focus. Critical hit. Hostile system sees purification as corruption. Data Hunter Unit 4, targeting system purified, corrupted, confused, status effect, targeting error, all contacts are hostile. Unit 4 shrieked, her targeting reticle going haywire. She spun, firing her carbine wildly, the high-energy bolt slamming into her partner, Unit 7. The brute roared as his armor sparked and smoked. Unit 7, enraged, charged Unit 4, seeing her as the primary threat, while the two hunters engaged each other. Aura tossed Jax a small physical disc. EMP grenade, take out their shields. Jax didn't throw it. He used Reality Link, Minor, to remotely activate a nearby pinball machine, its launcher firing a heavy steel ball that struck the EMP grenade, batting it perfectly between the two fighting hunters. The grenade detonated, and both hunters collapsed, their systems momentarily offline. Data Hunter, Level 8, defeated. X2. You have gained 600 XP. You have leveled up. Jax is now Level 6. Health increased. Focus increased. Quantum Essence. Pool, 30-30. New passive skill. Gained, Internal Network, Level 6. Capacity, 20 terabytes. Can maintain 6 simultaneous data links. New active skill. Gained, Quantum Link, Tier 3, Reality Link, Major, active. Can transmit complex quantum state data. Can remotely activate, manipulate large or complex machinery. Cost, 20 focus. Jax stared at the two smoking, twitching cyber agents. He had defeated them without landing a single physical blow. He was Level 6, and his reality link was now strong enough to manipulate complex machinery. This changed everything. That was loud, Aura said, already pulling Jax towards a hidden exit. OmniCorp just lost 2 hunters. They won't send more. They'll send an extermination squad. We have to get to the Void Whisper now. They fled through the underbelly of the hub, a maze of rusted service tunnels and forgotten data conduits. The escape was frantic, alarms beginning to blare in the distance. They had a clear path to the derelict docking bay where Aura's ghost ship was hidden, but as they rounded a final corner, a new, horrifying figure blocked their path. It was a scavenger, or it had been. Its body was horrifically bloated, its skin covered in glowing green lines of code, its eyes vacant. It was a Blight Conduit, Level 10, a physical body completely hollowed out and puppeted by the Data-Blight, a walking, infectious node. Warning, hostile entity. Detected, Blight Conduit, Level 10. Aura, overwhelming data corruption. Threat. Level, severe. The conduit didn't attack physically. It simply stood there, and a wave of pure corruption hammered Jax's mind. Incoming attack, data corruption, extreme. Enhanced firewall node is under assault. Integrity, 60%, 40%, 20%. Don't link with it, Jax, Aura yelled, firing her sidearm. The physical bullets passed through the conduit's shoulder, doing almost no damage. It's a pure blight manifestation. It will consume your network. Jax's firewall was crumbling. He couldn't block it, but maybe he could cleanse it. He activated Data-Purification level 3, not on the conduit, but on the aura of corruption it was emitting. Attempting Data-Purification level 3 on data corruption aura. Failed. Aura is too dense. The conduit raised its hand, and a bolt of green, corrupted data shot out, aimed at aura. Jax, in a split-second decision, used his new Reality Link Major to grab a nearby sheet of plasteel, yanking it into the path of the bolt. The plasteel dissolved into digital static. It's too strong, Jax grunted, his internal network integrity dropping. Internal network integrity, 90%. I have to sever the link. What link? Aura cried. The blight. It's piloting. That body. I have to cut the strings. Jax linked directly to the conduit. The psychic backlash was agonizing, but his firewall, though weak, held for a precious second. He was in. He saw the parasitic code, a mass of writhing green tendrils latched onto the host's brainstem. He didn't have a skill for this. He had to invent one. He focused his quantum link not as a bridge, but as a blade. He visualized a scalpel of pure, coherent quantum energy. Heretical technique discovered. Quantum severance. Attempting quantum severance on blight conduit parasitic link. Cost all remaining focus. He poured his entire will into that single cutting thread. The blight roared, a soundless mental scream, and unleashed a final devastating pulse. Incoming attack. Blight overload. Enhanced firewall node. Destroyed. Internal network integrity, 60%. Success. Parasitic link has been severed. The blight conduit collapsed, its green glow fading instantly. The host body, its mind and soul long since devoured, was just a corpse before it hit the ground. Jax fell to his knees, his mind screaming from the feedback, but the blight was gone. Blight conduit, level 10, defeated. You have gained 800 XP. You have leveled up. Jax is now level 7. Health increased, focus increased, quantum essence. Pool, 35-35, new passive skill. Gained, internal network, level 7, capacity, 40 terabytes. Can maintain 8 simultaneous data links. New active skill, gained, quantum severance, level 1, active. Sever a hostile data link or parasitic connection. High focus cost. 30% chance to cause neural feedback to user. Cost, 40 focus. He had done it. He had created a new, terrifyingly powerful skill. But the victory felt hollow. The scavenger was dead, a casualty in a war he didn't even know he was fighting. We can't save everyone, Courier, Aura said softly, pulling him to his feet. That's the price of this war. Now move. OmniCorp is coming. They reached the derelict docking bay. The Void Whisper was exactly as Aura described, a sleek black ship whose hull seemed to drink the light, its energy signature almost zero. It was a ghost. But their path was blocked. A OmniCorp Titan Sentry, level 15, a 20-foot-tall bipedal mech stood between them and the ship, its multi-barreled cannons powering up. The docking bay doors were sealed. Warning. Hostile entity detected. OmniCorp Titan Sentry, level 15. Threat level, extreme. OmniCorp reinforcements arriving in 5 minutes. Aura, get to the Whisper. Get the engines online, Jax shouted, pushing her towards the ship's ramp. I'll buy you time! How? She yelled back. That thing's armor is military grade and its firewall will be impenetrable. I'm not going to hack it, Jax said, a grim smile on his face. I'm going to annoy it. He activated Data Ghost Protocol, level 1, vanishing from the Sentry's primary sensors, and sprinted for cover behind a stack of cargo containers. The sentry, losing its primary target, switched to a wide-area suppression fire, its cannons, tearing the docking bay apart. Jax established a quantum link, Tier 3, to the sentry. As Aura predicted, the firewall was a digital fortress. Link established. Warning: OmniCorp military firewall, rank 5, detected. Security node, basic, is attempting to find exploit. Exploit not found. He couldn't get in, but he didn't need to. The sentry's systems were complex, relying on automated commands. He focused on the command queue itself. He saw the fire weapon command, the target acquisition command. He couldn't hack them, but he could purify them. "You want to fire?" Jax whispered, his mind linked to the machine. "Let's clean up that command for you." He targeted the fire weapon command with Data-Purification, level 3, attempting Data-Purification, level 3 on command fire weapon. Success. Command fire weapon purified, corrupted. Command has been rerouted to safeties on. The sentry's cannons abruptly stopped firing. The pilot inside, a remote operator, Jax realized, was undoubtedly panicking. A new command appeared. Reboot targeting. Jax purified that too. Command reboot targeting purified, corrupted. Command has been rerouted to activate floodlights. The sentry's powerful searchlights activated, blinding its own sensors. The mech was now effectively useless, its operator fighting a losing battle against an enemy who was turning his every command into a harmless, nonsensical action. "Jax, I'm in. Engines are hot." Aura's voice came over the comm. "On my way." Jax sprinted for the ramp. The sentry, its operator finally resorting to manual control, began to stomp towards him. Jax didn't even look back. He used his reality link, Major, to grab the sentry's massive foot with an invisible hand of quantum force. Attempting reality link, Major, to manipulate Titan Sentry. Success. Sentry's balance variable altered. The sentry, its balance, suddenly and inexplicably gone, tripped over its own feet, crashing to the ground with a sound like a falling building. Jax leapt onto the ramp of the Void Whisper just as it sealed. The ship's stealth drive engaged, and they slipped out of the docking bay, vanishing into the void just as OmniCorp cruisers warped in. OmniCorp Titan Sentry, level 15, defeated. You have gained 1500 XP. You have leveled up. Jax is now level 8. Health increased, focus increased, quantum essence pool, 40/40. New passive skill. Gained, internal network, level 8. Capacity, 80 terabytes. Can maintain 10 simultaneous data links. New active skill gained, quantum link, tier 4, existence link, nascent. Active. Can establish a stable link to a location allowing for the transfer of small physical objects, up to 1 kilo, through the network. Cost, 50 focus. He was level 8, and he had existence link. He could teleport items. The power was staggering. In the silent, stealth-shrouded cockpit of the Void Whisper, Jax finally allowed himself to breathe. Aura was at the helm, guiding them through a secure hyperspace lane. He was safe. He had survived the hub, defeated elite OmniCorp agents and a physical manifestation of the Data-Blight, and escaped with a powerful new ally and an even more powerful ship. He looked at his internal network, level 8. It was vast, powerful. And then he felt it. A new, stable connection. New network node detected. Ghost ship Void Whisper. You can now allocate ship nodes and skills. Aura, Jax said, his voice quiet. The ship, it's part of my network. Now. Aura looked back, her blue eyes wide. So it's true. The network core, it can bond with technology. You're not just a courier, Jax. You're an architect. He nodded, his mind already exploring the ship's systems. He could feel its stealth drive, its engine core, its databanks. He was the ship, and the ship was him. He began to repair his enhanced firewall node, integrating it directly into the ship's defenses. He then turned his attention to the ship's core databanks. He used his data sifting, level 2 skill, searching for the origins of the Nexus-Breaker collective. He found a deeply encrypted file hidden beneath layers of benevolent-looking code. He linked to it, his processing node working overtime. He purified the encryption. Core file decrypted. Origin, Project Chimera, OmniCorp Bioweapons Division. Content, the Data-Blight, codename Chimera, was an attempt to create a self-replicating, data-consuming bioweapon to destabilize rival corporate networks, subject breached containment, catastrophic failure. Secondary file, Project Aegis. An alien AI, designation Nexus-Breaker, was discovered and contained by a rival OmniCorp faction. Its purpose, to create and propagate network cores as a universal antivirus against parasitic data. The network core that bonded with Jax was a seed of this AI, released in a desperate attempt to find a compatible biological host to fight the blight that their own corporation had unleashed. Jax stared at the text, a cold, hard anger settling in his gut. The data blight wasn't an accident. It was a weapon. OmniCorp had started the fire, and the Nexus-Breaker, the alien AI, had sent him, its seed, to put it out. Aura and her collective were just other anomalies who had found pieces of the same puzzle. He was the inheritor of an ancient AI's war. He had a ship, a crewmate, and a unique system that was the only true counter to the galaxy's two greatest threats. So, Jax said, his voice dangerously low, OmniCorp created the Blight, and they're hunting me to get the only thing that can. Stop it, Aura nodded grimly. They're playing God and we're all caught in the fallout. Jax looked at his console, now glowing with the steady, custom blue light of his own secure network. His objective was no longer about paying off a debt or just surviving, it was about reclamation. It's time we built something better, Jax said, his fingers flying across the console as he began to weave his network into the Void Whisper's very essence, upgrading its systems, preparing it for the war to come. OmniCorp built their net. The Blight is trying to consume it. We're going to build our own.